Pahrump's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
Welcome to News 46, your #1 source for local news. I'm Deanna O'Donnell, and this is your Week in Review. Nye County Tax Assessor Shirley Madsen has been urged to resign by an angry public following what is being called racist emails. Construction on the Nye County Detention Center off Basin has been underway. It's located on the next block behind the Nye County Assessor's office. The construction workers on this project unknowingly have been the subject of many angry emails. Nye County Tax Assessor Shirley Madsen, who was elected in November to the office, is livid over the choice of workers to complete this project. She describes herself as a conservative Republican and Tea Partyist. The 61-year-old moved to Pahrump from what she states as a border town, San Diego, in 2007. Her emails, which have been circulating but originally sent to Sheriff Tony DeMeo and Nye County Manager Rick Osborne, but also carbon copied to other recipients, such as Concerned Citizens for Safe Community members Donna Cox and Andy Alberti, in regards to the construction workers on the detention center project. Madsen writes, "My staff, me, taxpayers coming to our offices can plainly see that the construction employees are all Mexican and Latino, non-English speaking, and I'm getting complaints. I have several concerns. Did the county do its due diligence and have their citizenship checked on E-Verify? Isn't that a required federal law? Are the Nye County residents being employed? I have no problem contacting the ICE Immigration Customs Enforcement. Her comments don't stop at the job site. She comments on female immigrants, saying that pregnant Latinas are among the country's worst enemies. These young girls will spread their legs to anyone to get an anchor baby growing in their bellies, so they can illegally cross the border and suck up the U.S. citizen tax base resource everywhere they go in the United States." Madsen adds, "Couple of other things these dirty, filthy Mexican Latina illegals do is steal Social Security numbers." She also writes that they are like locusts crossing our great country, destroying everything in sight. "I would never have an uneducated, illegal hater of Americans watch my children or clean my house." She also adds that they are dirty, filthy, and lazy. The illegal immigrants that come over, they want to suck up all the resources. Absolutely, it's a mess. Absolutely. Though Madsen claims in her email to DeMeo that the workers on site cannot speak English, she says she have never spoken to them or the contractor. Sheriff Tony DeMeo returned an email saying the comments sent are racist, pure and simple, and stated that Miss Madsen's comments are totally unreasonable. Fear is because the workers are not white. That makes them a danger to the community? The workers are subcontractors. Finally, call the Immigration Customs Enforcement if it makes you feel better. I will point out to you that many non-U.S. citizens are part of our military fighting for your rights. Sheriff DeMeo says the majority of workers on the new jail are from local companies, including Wolfenstein Construction, Floyd Construction, and Morales Construction. Sheriff Tony DeMeo also says that the workers on site are in fact legal to work in the United States. In an email from DeMeo to Madsen and other county officials sent Monday, the sheriff suggests that her comments are beyond insensitive. You want the Nye County Sheriff's Office to break the law and start inquiring whether or not they are here legally because of skin color, or because they don't look like what you or others believe an American or legal immigrant should look like, because they look Mexican or Latin or from another country, or speak a different language than English. Additionally, because they are different from you, they are criminals. Again, racial profiling, DeMeo said. Madsen's job in the tax assessor's office is to update property ownership, oversee the appraisal map system, bill and collect taxes on the unsecured roll, provide information to taxpayers and the public. In addition, the assessor's office is responsible for processing senior citizens' tax and rent assistance applications, as well as handling all personal exemptions on real estate and personal property. The mission of the Nye County Assessor's Office is to serve the taxpayers and citizens of Nye by producing equitable, timely, and accurate assessment rolls for the property owners and taxing agencies of Nye County in conformance with state constitution and Nevada revised statutes and Nevada administration codes. In addition, News 46 spoke to the actual construction workers who are the subject of this hatred, some of which happen to be of Hispanic origin, who speak fluent English, appeared to be hurt by these comments and told News 46 that they are longtime residents of Pahrump. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Nye County Sheriff's Detective David Borokowitz has filed a $3 million federal lawsuit. News 46 has learned that Detective David Borokowitz has filed a $3 million federal lawsuit. Also named as defendants, former Nye County District Attorney Bob Beckett, the attorney Conrad Klaus, and Deputy District Attorney Robert Bettinger, who has planned his retirement unrelated to this lawsuit, scheduled at the end of March. According to the lawsuit, the detective, who is currently employed by the Nye County Sheriff's Department, was arrested and all charges were dropped against him. He is stating that he was falsely accused of using his police powers to influence county politics. Detective Borokowitz claims he was arrested as retaliation for investigating misappropriation allegations against defendant former Nye County District Attorney Robert Beckett, and for arresting former sheriff candidate Ted Holmes, and an incident involving Highway Patrol and former sheriff candidate Scott Coble's daughter. In his federal complaint, Borokowitz says he executed a search warrant in March of 2010 against sheriff candidate and Concerned Citizens for a Safe Community member Robert Ted Holmes, who was allegedly abusing his badge and threatening customers at the Pahrump Nugget with arrest. Then in April, Borokowitz broke up a party and arrested several drunken juveniles, including the daughter of Highway Patrolman Scott Coble, who was a sheriff's candidate at the time, according to the complaint. Nye County Auditor Dan MacArthur then accused Beckett of misappropriation of county funds by the way of the district attorney's bad check program. Borokowitz obtained a search warrant and seized certain files. Beckett was arrested and charged with malfeasance, embezzlement, 20 counts of fraud, 20 counts of misconduct in a public office, according to press reports. Beckett allegedly dispersed money from the bad check program to programs that benefited friends and family members. Upon his release, Beckett tried to gather evidence to support criminal charges against Borokowitz, the detective says. Borokowitz says he was charged with illegally kicking in a door of a home where teenagers were partying and searching the teens and forcing them to take a breathalyzer test without a warrant, according to Borokowitz's complaints. Charges against Borokowitz were dismissed in October of 2010. A week later, Beckett appeared in court to enter a no-contest plea to misdemeanor criminal charges of obstructing a public official. Borokowitz seeks at least $3 million from malicious prosecution, false arrests, civil conspiracy, and defamation. The detective referred News 46 to his attorney, Mark Picker, who has been contacted with no response. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. An accident involving a suspected drunk driver happened last Friday night on Irene when a minivan struck a tree. The suspect fled on foot. Right before 6 p.m. Friday night, a single vehicle accident here on Irene between Lola and Blag. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue arrived on scene along with Nye County Sheriff's deputies to find no one was inside this minivan, which ran into a tree. Upon arrival, the owner of the home came to greet the emergency crews, who said that her husband had actually run off trying to catch the driver of this minivan, who fled on foot. Nye County Sheriff's deputies were able to run the plate and found out that the person who is the registered owner of this van actually lives just blocks away at 781 Pilt Street. They were able to find the person who actually was the driver of this vehicle. It hit the tree at such an impact, it actually shook the tree, knocking the top off and breaking the whole entire top off this tree. The owner of this residence was unhappy to see what this driver of this vehicle had actually done to his yard, as well as the damage to his tree, fleeing on foot. Nye County Sheriff's deputies did a field sobriety test on the driver of this minivan, who actually was arrested on suspicion of DUI. There was no injuries sustained in this accident. This is Deanna O'Donnell on Irene for News 46. A heavily intoxicated man fled on foot through the desert after rolling a stolen vehicle on a residential street last Sunday. Yesterday afternoon, right before 4 p.m., a single vehicle rollover on Leslie and Sloan. Witnesses reported that the man inside the vehicle crawled out through the side door and then eventually made it out through the sunroof. He went on a drunken stumble in his full dress shirt and tie through the desert. Nye County Sheriff's deputies arrived on scene along with Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue. Witnesses followed the man northbound, where he ended up on the next street just north of Sloan. Deputies commanded the suspect to halt several times. All commands were ignored. Deputies eventually tackled the suspect onto the ground, then walked him back to their vehicle, where he fell down once again, barely able to stand. Back at the vehicle, they found that this vehicle is actually reported stolen out of Las Vegas Metro. They also found other merchandise inside the car that still had security tags in place on them. They found vomit, an empty beer container, and an empty pill bottle as well. They took all these items into evidence. Nye County Sheriff's deputies are investigating. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Emergency crews responded to a two-vehicle accident at Leslie and Irene. Nye County Sheriff's deputies and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue were dispatched to a two-vehicle accident here on Leslie and Irene approximately 1:15 this afternoon. Nye County Sheriff's auxiliary units also were dispatched here to block traffic in both directions while deputies investigated the cause of this accident, which required one woman to be checked out on the scene and decided not to be transported. Both vehicles collided here at the intersection, one of them running into a fence. All three people inside that vehicle, which included two women and one child, were uninjured in this accident, as well as the other single female driver of the pickup truck. This is Deanna O'Donnell on scene at Irene and Leslie for News 46. One woman was transported to Desert View Hospital after losing control of her vehicle on Mans just off Highway 160 last week. Last night, right before 7:15 p.m., a single vehicle accident here on Mans near Highway 160. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue arrived on scene along with Nye County Sheriff's deputies to find a car who had careened off the roadway, apparently losing control around the corner on Mans Road, sliding sideways over a ditch and up an embankment, actually striking a fire hydrant. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue transported the woman and only occupant of this vehicle with possible spinal injuries. Nye County Sheriff's deputies are investigating the cause of this accident. This is Deanna O'Donnell on Mans for News 46. After inspection by Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, it was found that no damage was done to the fire hydrant. A single vehicle accident on Highway 372 had one man injured. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue checked him out on scene. A single vehicle accident last night right after 8:30 p.m. prompted Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue and Nye County Sheriff's deputies to the scene of Highway 372 and Red Rock. It appears that this SUV ran the stop sign at Red Rock going across Highway 372 into the ditch. The elderly male and only occupant was bleeding from the mouth. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue checked him out on scene. Nye County Sheriff's deputies are investigating the accident. This is Deanna O'Donnell on Highway 372 and Red Rock for News 46. One woman lost everything last Saturday morning when her motorhome was completely destroyed by flames. We are here on 5th and West Street where a structure fire occurred on Saturday right before 11 a.m. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue arrived on scene along with Nye County Sheriff's deputies who blocked traffic in all directions. The USDA commodity distribution was going on at the time, so there was lots of traffic in this area. We're told by witnesses that this fire started in this RV because of a tumbleweed, that the RV was actually started up and backfired and there was a tumbleweed underneath. The woman inside was trying to collect her belongings as the structure was actually being engulfed in flames. One of the people on scene actually had to pull her from the home to make sure that she was uninjured in this. There were several exposures threatened at the time, being that these RVs are in very close proximity to each other. We were told that the woman made it out uninjured. There was also propane tanks attached to this RV, which did not explode, but were a threat to the firefighters. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue will be investigating the cause of this accident. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Still more local news to come after this break. Keep it here.
Pahrump's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
And welcome back. Nye County Sheriff's Office detectives have captured the attempted murder suspect, David Taylor, in Oregon. The Nye County Sheriff's Office has issued an official press release regarding the capture of David Neal Taylor. The Nye County Sheriff's Office received information about the possible whereabouts of David Neal Taylor, who is alleged to have intentionally thrown a large rock through the windshield of a passing vehicle in the area of Highway 372 and Blagg Road on February 10th of 2011. A 20-year-old passenger in the vehicle, Stacy Johnson, was severely injured during the attack and taken by Mercy Air to UMC Trauma Center in Las Vegas. During the subsequent investigation, David Taylor was identified as one of the 3 suspects involved. He fled the scene, and Nye County Sheriff's Office detectives have been following up on numerous leads regarding his whereabouts. A warrant was obtained for Taylor's arrest. Among the many leads, Nye County Sheriff's Office detectives received information that Taylor was located in Talladega, Oregon. Nye County Sheriff's Office detective contacted detectives in that jurisdiction and requested their assistance. Taylor was subsequently located there and taken into custody. An extradition hearing is expected to be held in the next week, after which Taylor will be brought back to Nye County, where he will be booked on the no-bail arrest warrant and required to answer the alleged charges, which are attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, battery with a deadly weapon, intimidating a witness. Anyone with information pertaining to this case are encouraged to contact the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 751-7000. Attention, Detective Mike Eisenloffel. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies bust a chop shop on Medicine Man and make an arrest of 2 suspects. And this isn't the first time. Nye County Sheriff's Office has issued an official press release. On February 9th of 2011, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies took a report of a stolen trailer, quads, and several motorcycles. On February 24th, 2011, Nevada Highway Patrol Trooper Kaler located the stolen trailer and one of the stolen motorcycles using LoJack. Upon recovering the stolen property, they were able to identify a location for a possible suspect, utilizing evidence left behind at the scene with the stolen property. Nevada Highway Patrol and Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to that address and were able to locate the remaining stolen vehicles. On March 8th of 2011, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies received a report on Windy Lane of a possible stolen quad. Upon arriving, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies located 2 stolen quads from the initial report taken on February 9th of 2011 under the control of Raymond Mand. Subsequent investigation identified that Gregory DeNapple and Raymond Mann were acquaintances, and DeNapple had been at Mann's residence on Windy Lane. Nye County Sheriff's Office detectives were preparing to execute a search warrant on Mann's residence subsequent to his arrest, at which point Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies observed a motorcycle leaving the area of his house. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies attempted to stop the vehicle, and the driver led Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies on a several-mile pursuit ending in the desert west of Pahrump. The driver lost control of his motorcycle and fled on foot. Nye County Sheriff's Office detectives obtained information that DeNapple was believed to be the individual operating the motorcycle during the pursuit with Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies. March 11, 2011, a search warrant was obtained for DeNapple's residence at 4051 Medicine Man. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies executed the warrant and discovered what appeared to be a chop shop where DeNapple was dismantling motorcycles, dirt bikes, and quads and reassembling them with altered VINs. There were also several cars that appeared to be in various stages of alteration. Several items and personal property were also recovered that appeared to have been stolen. Nye County Sheriff's Office detectives are continuing to identify all the vehicles and locate all of the potential victims of the stolen property. 44-year-old Gregory DeNapple was located by Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies a short distance from the residence. In his vehicle was taken into custody and booked into the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center for possession of stolen property, transfer of stolen property, alteration of vehicle identification numbers, felony eluding. Suspect Raymond Mann, 46 of Pahrump, was charged with possession of stolen property, 2 counts, alteration of vehicle identification number, and felony failure to appear on warrants. DeNapple is no stranger to these types of charges, and the Nye County Sheriff's Office Predator Task Force executed a search warrant at the very same property just months ago and recovered thousands of pieces of stolen property to include numerous vehicles. DeNapple has been released on his own recognizance as part of a plea negotiation in that case. DeNapple is scheduled to appear back in court for sentencing in May on the original charges from the first search warrant. Nye County Sheriff's Office detectives are still investigating, and anyone with information are encouraged to contact the detectives at 751-7000. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Is the Yucca Mountain project completely dead? Not according to some. A meeting to gain support was held at the Pahrump Valley Historical Museum last Saturday.
Our issue with Yucca Mountain is that there is a law. Congress passed the Nuclear Waste Policy Act in 1982. They amended it in 87. Congress, the administrations, various administrations have been following that law for the last 30 years. And now the administration has decided not to follow that law. Until that law is changed, our view is that Yucca Mountain needs to go forward. It isn't dead. There's action in the U.S. Court of Appeals, and there's action in front of the NRC's licensing board.
Yeah.
So it isn't over yet.
It isn't over yet. So we're going to be challenging what the administration has put forward then.
Well, we're already a party to the licensing proceeding. That means that we have raised issues and we're allowed to submit briefs, whatever, arguments to the licensing board for or against various positions. We're talking to the people who are suing the government in the court, but we don't have any court action.
There's a couple other states that are actually have started a lawsuit together, I believe, against closing Yucca Mountain.
Yes, the states of South Carolina, which has the third largest number of nuclear plants and spent fuel in storage. It also has a Savannah River site with defense high-level waste, and the state of Washington, which has defense high-level waste and one nuclear plant. They're together in suing the federal government, the administration, Department of Energy, and the Nuclear Regulatory Commission.
What are we going to be talking about here today?
That's a good question because I didn't know about this meeting until yesterday, so I'll see. I'm going to follow Dan's lead. It's perfectly safe where it is for a short time period. The spent nuclear fuel is in pools at reactor sites, and when the pools are full, it's moved out to concrete and steel cask, dry casks, and it's stored on site. And most plants now have dry cask storage, and that's where the stuff is, in roughly 35, 36 states.
Is there any proposals for any other depository?
No. The administration set up a Blue Ribbon Commission. The Blue Ribbon Commission is due to report next year, 2012. The recommendations they make would be subject to somebody thinking about them and proposing new legislation, and so I expect it will be 4 to 6 years before there's any real idea of what might come next.
And Dan Schinhofen also spoke to us about the Yucca Mountain project.
Letting people see that the displays are here, they can get information on Yucca Mountain. I know that a lot of people say it's dead, it's never going to happen. It's an $11 billion hole in the ground if that happens. There's a good possibility if we can generate more local support for this, so we can get the Congress and senators to move forward. It was passed in 1982, I believe, by Congress that this would be the site. And then since then, now all the science has come out and it hasn't been heard. They haven't had the hearings, they haven't had the findings that were just turned over to the NRC were redacted out of it. If they were negative, I'm sure they would have told us, but they redacted them. So Jasko, who's in the NRC, we're trying to get him removed. We're asking people who are in favor of it to write letters in support of it so we can move this forward.
Are we going to have any meetings of this type in the near future as well? Because I know that we're going to, I think next year there's going to be a hearing, right?
Yeah, they're supposed to be later this year. They're going to court because they've stopped it. And they're telling them they can't do that because they can't. We just want Congress to follow their own laws. They said this is a repository, and now they've set all these years up to do the science. They've done the science. It's time to hear the science. And now Secretary Chu won't let the hearings happen. The NRC, who is headed by Jasko, is a friend of Harry Reid's, and he's stopping the hearings from moving forward. Now they're being sued by the people who've paid into this fund and telling them that it's they need to move forward. And that's what our resolution on Tuesday is. We have a resolution on the county commission agenda that says we want to move forward with the process, and if it's found to be safe and to be operated safely, we're behind it.
The 4th annual Bluegrass Festival is gearing up, and founder Dan Schinhofen spoke to News 46 about this fun event.
It's 4th annual event. It's April 8th, 9th, and 10th, 4651 Homestead Road at the VFW Hall. Music will start Friday at 1 o'clock, go till 7, Saturday from 10 to 7, Sunday from 10 to 3, or whenever people want to leave after that. We, again, are giving away a wheelbarrow full of beer. Sunday, that'll be the drawing. There'll be some drawings during the day, Saturday, and we also, this time we're asking winners must be present. So we're going to have a lot of drawings, though. We've got 4 rounds of golf, or a round of golf for 4, however you want to put it, at Mountain Falls has been donated. We have some oil changes. We have just lots of stuff to auction off, or not auction off, to raffle off. So come on in, buy your raffle tickets. The event's free. There'll be some good vendors and great music. So
Some of the bands that are playing, I know you're going to be performing.
I'll be playing a little bit on Friday probably, because Friday is acoustic grass. It's could be country, folk, blues, anything, but it's all acoustic music. Saturday is all about bluegrass. We've got Stuck in Reverse, Virtual Strangers, Aspen Ridge, Brush Arbor Revival, Stillhouse Road, Old Time Fiddlers. We're going to have a lot of groups, and hopefully we'll have some more local people want to jump up and play, and we'll have some open jam time too. So if you want to play, come on out, bring.
Sharon Kalin invites everyone for an important fundraiser to benefit Nathan Adelson Hospice. The Great Balls of Fire event at Mountain Falls looks to be a lot of fun with lots of good prizes.
To raise money to build a new hospice right next to Desert Regional.
This is going to be great. This is right off of Wilson.
It's right off of Wilson, and it's very much needed. About 60% of the people that live in Pahrump are over 60, 70, 80. And if you don't know about Nathan Adelson, I know that without them I couldn't have made it through my husband's illness. They were there, whatever I needed. And please, if your loved one is really, really ill, please contact them. They'll help you out.
So what about the fundraiser? What can the public do? What is it?
Okay, the fundraiser is called Great Balls of Fire, and it is going to be at Mountain Falls, August 7th. April 2nd. It starts at 6 o'clock. There's a cocktail hour. What you do is the tickets are $50 a ticket. Of course, all the money goes to the building fund.
The Pahrump Valley Chamber of Commerce welcomed another new member. VW Allstate cut their red ribbon and spoke to us about how Pahrump has welcomed the couple from New Jersey with open arms.
I would like to thank everybody for coming out to today's ribbon cutting. We're here with the VW agency Allstate, Catherine Weil and Ron Vance. I'd like everybody to thank them for coming and becoming members of the chamber.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
All right. We're ready? And we cut the ribbon. I feel fantastically happy. I've been more than open-armed welcomed by this town. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very happy to serve the people of Pahrump.
And Ron, where do you guys come from?
We come from New Jersey. We moved here November 1st, so we've been here 4.5 months now.
I had the wonderful opportunity of talking to Catherine on a separate occasion and finding out that you guys found this opportunity here in Pahrump. How you liking it?
I love it. It was like it was meant to be. It was like somebody else was involved, and sometimes when the stars line up, you got to listen. So we did, and we're loving it. We think we made the perfect choice.
How's the business going?
Good, excellent. You know, it's times are tough right now. We realize, unemployment's around 17%, but we're doing well. Thank you.
Tell me some of the things that we have to offer here at your agency.
Well, we provide the standard, the car, the home, and the autos, and the business insurance. And we also do life insurance and fixed annuities. And my goal, especially in these hard times, is to make sure people aren't paying for something that they don't need, but at the same time make sure that they are paying for the coverage that they do need.
Tell me some of the things that you enjoy about selling Allstate.
The people, and I think, I'd like to say thank you to Kay Valdez. She's the one that put the agency together. She was here for 10.5 years, so special thank you to Kay. Just meeting the people, and working with them and being able to help people, that's what it's all about.
You're so happy to become a chamber member. Tell me what that means to you.
The chamber opened a lot of doors for us. The chamber, we were able to walk in there and meet all kinds of people right at the starting gate, which is something I would have taken months to have to do on my own. So being a member of the chamber really was beneficial, and I would encourage everyone to do that.
And contact information for our new Allstate agency here.
Yeah, well, we're at the Albertson Shopping Center. We're between Levinson's and Porta Subs, and the telephone number is 775-751-8228.
Wonderful. What's the hours of operation? Do you have a website?
The hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. We also are open on Saturday from 9 to 1. And I'm able to come in the afternoon if somebody can't make those hours. They just make a special appointment with me, and I'd be glad to come in and see them. Our website is currently under development, but they can still go to allstate.com and get the shell.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Again.
Still more local news to come, coming up right after this break. Keep it here.
Pahrump's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
For the past 3 years, the Nevada State Weightlifting Championships have been held here in Pahrump. And every year, world records have been broken and set at the Pahrump Nugget. I'm with Bill Prince, and we are at a weightlifting competition here at the Pahrump Nugget. What's this officially called?
It's called the Nevada State Championships, run by the WABDL, which stands for World Association of Benchers and Deadlifters.
And this is the third time we've held this in Pahrump?
Right, this is the third time.
And I know that we have broke all sorts of world records here, including yourself.
Well, this year I didn't do too good, but I have in the past. Yes, there's been quite a few, and all the lifters are mainly, they come here from like Utah, California, Arizona, and around the surrounding states.
It's a wonderful thing. I know that we have a weightlifting team here in Pahrump that works out a lot together. And is that the reason why we decided to bring this event here?
Pardon? I didn't get that.
Is that the reason why we decided to bring that event here? Because you guys, your group?
The reason we got the event here, it used to be held in Elko. And the guy that held the meet up there, after 3 or 4 years, he decided at the last minute not to have it, so we took it over down here.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And for more information, or if people would like to join your guys' group here locally, how can they do that?
They can contact Gary Miller or myself, and I'm in the phone book, or at First Move Fitness. A lot of people work out up there. So
you guys do kind of station at First Move Fitness. I know you guys have your team from there.
Yes, a bunch of us. Gary has a gym at his place, and a lot of us go over there, but we go to both places.
So is there a website for people to keep up to date on the scores and what happened here today?
Yes, there is. It's called the WABDL.
Wonderful. And people can go to that website to find out all about it.
Yes, they can, and the results will be posted for this meet in about a month.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Commissioner Gary Hollis spoke to us about the upcoming almost completed training facility on Bella Vista.
Well, the training center was a project that I put on to actually really train our firefighters to make sure that they get the best training to put out fires in the county.
So this will be a local firefighters as well?
Yes, any of the county and Shoshone, Dacopa, anytime we have training, they're all welcome to use the facility.
Where's it going to be at?
It'll be at the end of Mesquite, past the dump on the right-hand side.
What's it going to consist of?
Oh, it'll have burn centers that are made out of steel, so there'll be a flash burn, so they'll know what to expect when they go into a situation. It'll have dog training for the sheriff's department. They'll be able to practice traffic stops. There is a proposed meth lab to teach our deputies how to be ready when they go into a meth situation. There's a mock-up convenience store, gas station there that if a robbery is done, then they'll be able to practice that kind of situation.
So this will be all over training, the sheriffs, the fire department, even to Nye County Emergency Services?
Yeah, just search and rescue is going to be able to use it. They can rappel off of the burn center there. Yeah, it's just for all of our emergency service personnel.
This is going to be a great project. When are we proposing for this?
I'm hoping in the next 30 to 60 days that it'll be finished, and I think we have our exercise, I think in April, that we want to be ready for.
Really great. How are we funding this?
It was funded through settlement agreement, PET funds from that we got from the federal government.
Wow. So this is already in construction now?
Yes, I think it's just about ready to be completed.
Wow. And Quilts for Cancer has a special guest coming this weekend. Former First Lady of Nevada, Dawn Gibbons, will be the special guest.
All right, from 9 until 2, we'll be at the United Methodist Church at 372 on Pahrump Valley Boulevard. We're going to be tying quilts, so if you can tie a square knot or tie your sneaker, you can tie a quilt. It is a potluck, and we have a lot of fun just sitting around chit-chatting as we tie. At 3 o'clock, Dawn Gibbons will be here in Pahrump. She is our honorary chairperson for a brand new program that's going to kick off on Saturday. We're going to be doing 300 quilts for the VA hospital that's going to open next year. It's going to be the first VA hospital in this country to have a quilt on every bed. We still do need some funding and donations and help making the quilts, but I'm bound to determine that the hospital is going to open with a quilt on every bed for our veterans.
Where's the VA hospital going to be at?
I don't have the exact location, Deanna. It's in North Las Vegas, and it is scheduled to open in approximately a year. We don't have an exact date just because of construction and inspection, but we know next year, approximately at this time.
How's Quilts for Cancer going?
We're doing great. Here at the Nugget a few weeks ago, they had a benefit for the Veterans VA Hospital, and they did raise $1,500, but we still need about $1,000 more because unfortunately supplies go up all the time. So we're so close, but we'll get there.
How can people contact you for donations?
They can call me at 775-751-5356.
Wonderful. And Saturday, once again, what time?
9 until 2, we're tying quilts, and then 3 o'clock with Dawn Gibbons.
The Kiwanis Club Black Tie Affair was a huge success and raised money for a good cause. News 46 was out in Mountain Falls last Saturday night and spoke to Jennifer Wade and Reva Braun about the event. We're here at Mountain Falls for the Kiwanis Black Tie Affair. We're going to speak to Jennifer Wade and Reva Braun.
We're having a fun night of dancing, food, and entertainment, and this is our fundraiser to fund our scholarships for the high school students this year.
Reva, I know you're the new president. How's it going this year?
Wonderful. We have a great group of people who were working with us this year, and that silent auction is to raise $3,000 for scholarships, all going to the high school.
So tell everybody a little bit about Kiwanis.
We're a service-based organization, and we do any community service here in the community. We do lots of fun things. We used to do the Easter egg hunt. This year we're doing something else instead. Halloween Safe Night is ours, and our wonderful Black Tie Affair, which is our fundraiser. And we sponsor 3 youth groups. We sponsor the Key Club at Pahrump Valley High School, Builders Club at Rosemary Clark, and the Action Club, which is our adult group for disabilities. And we have terrific kids at J.G. Johnson. We do have a 4th group.
I know, Jennifer, you used to be the president. How's it going from last year compared to this year? Do you know?
We're doing good. You know, it's a team effort, so it's, you know, all of us working together, and, you know, she gets to kind of run the reins this year, but I'm helping out with Black Tie and supporting her in every way I can.
Wonderful group. And this evening, what are we looking forward to?
Lots of entertainment, lots of good raffles. Make sure people come see the raffles. The auction, a lot of good stuff, including a river trip that I bid on already, and making new friends and hopefully getting some new members tonight to come out and join us for our next event.
How can people become a member or for more information about Kiwanis?
They can come see us Thursday night. We're at the Salvation, I couldn't think where we are, Salvation Army, at 6:30 to 7:30. Our meetings are brief and to the point. We're an hour long, and just stop in any Thursday night and come join us. And if you come the last Thursday of every month, you get to eat potluck with us.
There you go. And Jennifer, people can donate all year long to Kiwanis.
Absolutely. We will always take donations. Scholarships are just one of the things we do. We constantly are going to any needs in the community, you know, families in need, the canned food drive. So as needs come up, but that's only with funding. So if they want to donate, they can stop by at the club or contact me at my office at American Family Insurance. And, you know, it is tax deductible. We are a nonprofit 501c3 group.
The annual Senior Health Fair at the Pahrump Nugget was held this past week. This event was hosted by Nathan Adelson Hospice and brings health-related services together for the convenience of seniors.
We are hosting the event for the community, for our seniors to come out and learn what resources are available to them out here in Pahrump.
This is always such a well-attended event. Tell me what it's like to put this on.
It's wonderful. I mean, we typically have between 400 and 500 people who come out to learn about the resources that are available. So I'm really very pleased. You know, we've started at 10 o'clock and we've had a great turnout so far.
Tell me a little bit about how Nathan Adelson is doing. I know that you guys are looking for a building fund for the new hospital on Wilson. What else?
Well, the building fund is a little bit separate from the hospice. That's run by the Friends of Hospice, which is an outside organization that's helping us raise money to hopefully one day build a facility out here. But we have other events throughout the year where we're always, and also continually always looking for funding to help support our uncompensated care program, meaning that we make sure that everyone has access to hospice care regardless of their ability to pay. And all the funds that are raised out here are for Pahrump, Armagosa, and stay right here locally.
Wonderful. Tell me some of the vendors that we have here today.
Sure. There's Canyon Gate Rehab. There's Humana, Senior Dimensions. The Seroptimists are out here. Cece's Beauty Salon. There's quite a few people out here today. A lot of the churches.
Is it by request of the seniors to have kind of an overall group of all these different various healthcare organizations and senior interests here, or do you guys pick and choose what you guys would like to have?
No, I think it was a combination of the community wanting to have an opportunity to have everybody come together and just do it once, have everybody all together. So the hospice is thrilled, Nathan Allison is thrilled to be the ones to provide the event and be able to host it for the community.
Seeds of Hope stands for Healthy Organizations, People, and Environments. They are holding a 5K and 10K walk, which is being held this weekend by the Nye Communities Coalition. All monies raised at this event will be used for prevention activities in the communities of Nye and Esmeralda counties. News 46 had the chance to speak with them about this event.
We have our second annual Hope Run, and this year it's called Seeds of Hope. And what we're hoping to do is plant seeds. As you remember, last year we really are enthusiastic about our community, and we want people to realize all the good things that are going on and all the work that's being done that they may not realize. The positives, especially with what's been in the news lately and in the newspaper. So we're really proud of our community in a lot of ways. It's unfortunate that only the negative gets identified and advertised or put out there. So we really want to push the positive things that are happening and the good things that we see and feel in our community. And again, this year it's Seeds of Hope. Last year was Project Hope. This year it's Seeds of Hope. So we plant the seeds, the good seeds, and let people think of what's blooming and what's good in it. And it is on Sunday, and it's at the Betty Loop. It's right by the Home Depot. They're allowing us to park along there, and we're registering about 6:30 in the morning, and the run starts at 8, and it's a 5K, 10K, or 1 mile walk. So whatever people want to come and do, we're not forcing them to do anything. If they just want to come and look and see what's going on. And part of what the Seeds of Hope is, we have a new wellness plan that we're looking at, or wellness project that we're trying to promote. And we're looking at the emotional and the social and all the components and aspects of a person's life that can make them healthy. Well, it is, again, a lot of the community members come out. We have churches that participate in it. We have agencies and organizations that come out with little teams. And it's just a very healthy day. It's the first day of spring, so again, that fits in with our Seeds of Hope. And we, if you want to call it a holistic approach, it is overall and everything, and not just one thing, not one piece of us that makes us healthy and makes our community healthy. And you're right, last year was a lot of fun. Everybody was positive, everybody was happy, and that is why we're doing it, because as people were leaving last year and just over the course of 12 months, everybody was like, are we doing that again? Are we doing that again? So we're very proud to have it again and to be doing that, and you help us out immensely. The television station is always good to us when we're having something coming up. We know you promote the positive things in our community and really support everybody around here. All our staff members, all our members in the general coalition are really positive and really support the positive and good things that are going on. And also after our Seeds of Hope run, we also have our Kick Butts Day again, and you helped us promote that, and you came and saw how many cigarette butts were picked up in just that one little area, and we're doing the same area again because the town of Pahrump, again, the positive part of it, they were kind enough to post signs about not smoking around youth who are playing in the playground. So we're hoping to see a big decrease in the amount of cigarette butts that are collected in that area.
Exactly. Is that going to be exactly following this walk that we're doing?
It'll be just the same as last year. We're going to do the the walk, the Seeds of Hope walk run, and then we're going to clean up after that, make sure we clean our footprints away, that we're not leaving a mess there, and then we're going to go down to Petrick Park and do it. And they're having a lot of fun stuff there too. They're having a memorial wall, so you can write something about somebody you might have lost due to a tobacco-related incident, and also a pledge to either quit if you're a smoker, or to help somebody quit if you know somebody who's trying to quit. So we have a lot of positive things going on Sunday.
Take out your pens and pencils. We'll be announcing some important dates at the end of this story. The USDA commodities distribution, which went off without a hitch last Saturday at New Hope Fellowship with the help of many volunteers as well as the Volunteer Sheriff's Auxiliary. I'm with Sandy Tucker, and we are at the very popular USDA distribution center here at New Hope Fellowship. This is a once a month distribution. Every other month. Yes. So tell me about we have a line of cars. What's going on?
Okay, today we are doing our every other month commodities. It's on from 10 to 12. We ask everybody to drive through because it's much more easy for us to put the commodities in the car, much more easy for the people to put the commodities in their homes because they only have to take them out of the car. So we ask them to drive through, drive out of the west part of the church parking lot, and they get here. I got here this morning about 7, and the one gentleman in the front said he got here at 3:30, but they were at the corner of 2nd Street and Center, and they got there at 7:30 with me because I checked. Yeah. And I only had one person in the walk-up line this time, which was really nice because last time, if you remember, we had about 150 people in line. So it was kind of scary. But this time it was really nice. So I think it's working a little better this time. We've already processed at least 150 people. And we've been going for, what, about a half hour, 45 minutes.
It takes a lot of manpower to walk the crates out to their cars rather than you just driving up 8 cars here in this area. Right. And you have to get somebody to especially take a dolly out to their vehicle out there. That's why we're requesting that they do the drive up here.
Well, we're also doing that because West Street is such a busy street because it gets out to Walmart. So a lot of people use that and we don't want anyone hurt. Yeah. So we would prefer to have people driving through because then we have just cars pulling out into the street. Yeah. So we aren't having the traffic because we know how busy West Street is. We don't want anyone hurt.
The Sheriff's Auxiliary is out there volunteering and helping out with the traffic control?
Yes, they are. They're being very good. And our next one will be on May 14th, and we'll do the same again.
I can see that we are not only going down the back street here, which I think this is East Street here, and then we're going up Wilson as well, almost all the way up to 160.
I think we're on 1st Street, actually. Yeah. And I think they said they're covering back around on that back street in behind the street that's in behind 160. That's, I don't even know that it's a street. I think it might be a dirt road. I don't know. They said they were almost at the beginning before we started up by Kentucky Fried Chicken. But nobody's brought me the chicken. But they did bring me water.
What are some of the items that we're giving away here?
Today we're giving away beef, mozzarella cheese, juice, mushroom soup. We had canned, a lot of canned goods, fruits, pears, mixed fruit. Gosh, there
you go.
We did that on Thursday. I'm sorry. Tomatoes, tomato sauce, noodles, white beans. They called them northern beans. There were a lot of things. Applesauce.
And we had these 2 containers full of the items.
Yes, we did.
How many people do you think we're going to be able to service today to give out food to?
Last time we did approximately 295, so I'm assuming they give us a 10% increase to that.
And so the next one that we're having, and what's the requirements for the people to get these items?
Requirements are I have to have a Pahrump Nevada ID. We can do Pahrump on Johnny and Crystal, and then I have to have either driver or Valley Electric, some kind of a utility bill, phone bill, cable bill, something that shows that you actually have residents in Pahrump. I can't use anything else, you know, something that's mailed actually to the street address that you are, especially because a lot of people still have P.O. boxes
and
on their licenses.
I know that you have another distribution at New Hope Fellowship during the week. Is that better for the homeless?
Yes, the Path of Hope. We don't ask for ID. We don't do anything. We just come 3:30 to 5:30. It's on Wednesdays every week.
Okay, so 3:30 to 5:30 on Wednesdays here at New Hope Fellowship. You do a distribution as well every week.
Every week, and we do it after school, so we have to ask everybody to stay off property until school's done.
And volunteers for this USDA distribution or even the other one?
Yeah, anytime anybody wants to volunteer, they're always welcome to call the church, or they can call my house or just show up. We're real easy. We're real flexible.
What's the phone numbers?
My number is 751-2665. I don't know the church's number.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. That's it for this edition of News 46 News in Review. This weekend's event include the former First Lady of Nevada, Dawn Gibbons, at the United Methodist Church Quilts for Cancer event. Of course, that Hope Walk. We'll see you here on Monday. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Have a great weekend.